Imagine this. You're living in the big city, on your way to work at the local Lockheed Martin missile factory. If you are more than 1 minute late, you will immediately be demoted to test dummy. So you quickly buy a street hot dog and cross the road. But uh-oh, it seems the hot dog you bought was actually a human leg, and you're now racked with food poisoning. The space police teleport behind you, throw you in a prison ship, and rocket you 300 trillion miles away to a barren planet where you're told you are going to be fighting Zorgath the Star Killer with your bare hands. Should you die, your family will be generously compensated $7. Ladies and gentlemen, this is life in the Imperial Guard, which is why today we're playing Warhammer 40k Gladius. The goal of this game is to take over an entire planet, and in my case, to do it using a human wave offensive of Imperial Guardsmen. So I've set up the game already, and we are going to be playing as the Astra Militarum, my favorite 40k faction by far, although Necron's definitely coming number 2, versus the Tyrannids, Necrons, Orcs, Tau, Drukhari, and the Chaos Space Marines. We are just guy with a gun versus the eldritch abominations of the world. So getting into the game, this should obviously remind you of, very like Civilization vibes, although this game is far more heavily inclined towards combat. So as the Astra Militarum, we start off with some tech priests who can found us a city, and then 3 squads of guardsmen who are absolute dog water. Love me guardsmen, simple as, but these guys are really, really weak, so we do need to pretty much keep our whole squad together and come claim a bunch of these outposts, which will give us some resources, and also run into our very first enemy, some Kroot Hounds, and then found baby's first city right here. I was trying to think of a clever name for the city, because we're just going to recruit tons of guardsmen here, and I couldn't think of anything, so we're just going to name it Meatpacking Plant 1. This bodes well for the economy. On the left side are our resources, and we're going to start building an Imperial barracks first things first, because we need lots and lots of units for us to actually be able to do anything. And then also on our research tree, we are going to probably get the frag grenade, because this is going to make our guards way, way, way better. Unsurprisingly, on turn end, and our guardsmen are going to get mauled by... Oh, wait. Oh, I don't think they even tried. Nice. And we're also going to get our first quest, which is to research and construct a manufactorium. We basically just do these quests to get free stuff. Here you can see the raw power of the guardsmen, which is, admittedly not a whole lot because we don't do much damage with these guys. I am going to try and keep most of our units together because they're so weak that if they are anything but... Oh, wait, I think we could finish these guys off. Our guardsmen are better from short range, but mainly what we want to do is just start capturing all of these outposts and taking out these chaos cultists would be also pretty nice. But the outposts are going to be really, really good. Oh, no. I think we're going to start losing a lot of units. Something tells me that we are not going to fare very well against the Castellian robot. How much damage do? We do... Okay, that is bad. I really hope this thing... Oh, no. Wait, doesn't that guy repair the other one? All right, the Imperial Guard is already taking losses, and he's already been repaired to full health. This is not a good start. All right, well, I'm going to have to do the very un-Imperial thing of just running the hell away, because this guy is going to kill all of my units if I let him, and also finding out there's a whole bunch of Chaos Cultists here who are going to ambush us. I probably should have been paying attention. Okay, and now all of the different ad units are going to combine together to probably kill us. We are like 5 turns in and we've already lost one of our units of Imperial Guard. This is very, very bad. At least we got a frag grenade. At the start of the game, our biggest threat isn't even the other players. It's just all the ads that are spawning everywhere. So we are really just going to have to try and produce more guardsmen would be really nice. And also slowly acquiring all the different tiles that are around us. All right, I think we've already discovered another faction, which is actually really bad. Wait, is this just gonna one-shot these guys? Okay. Blowing stuff up is a good strategy. The real question is, if I step in here, am I just going to instantly die? Maybe not. I do see a Necron tomb and a webway gate over there, and I don't think that makes me feel very confident. Also, I just changed the brightness because it felt really weird. So don't be surprised if your eyes are flashbanged by all the snow now. There are heroes in this game. Hero might be a strong word because we're gonna recruit our Lord Commissar, whose sole purpose is to shoot guardsmen and motivate everyone else. All right, I expected the beginning to be a lot easier than it was because we've immediately run into a bunch of enslavers who can enslave weak-minded units, and oh boy, you bet your sweet bippy our guardsmen are weak-minded. I love them to death, but they are definitely going to run away quickly. And now there's a bunch of arm bulls over here who are going to completely destroy our guardsmen. Dude, this place sucks. Why is the Imperium fighting over this planet again? All I know is that we just found some recaf leaf, and I have no idea what that is, but I'm just going to assume that that's some kind of drug, because boy howdy do we need it. Also, I don't mean to question the wisdom of the Imperium, but I am a little curious curious as to why we're building on orcoid fungus. That can't be good. What I do know is that the giant robot is back, and it is completely destroying more Imperial guardsmen. This thing is now completely surrounded by all of our guardsmen. Oh, is it gonna kill another unit? Well, they are. That's unfortunate. We should keep track of how many guardsmen I lose over the course of this video. We're up to 2, I think. What does this thing actually have, which is so crazy? It has Canticles of the Omnissiah, Fearless. Okay, that makes sense. Feels no pain. Reflects range damage. Oh, that's good. Well, I definitely need to kill the Datasmith over here because I think this is not going to be possible if we leave him alive. Meanwhile, my poor guardsmen are just going to be cannon fodder, distracting the massive robot. I do, however, now have our fantastic Lord Commissar over here. We can level him up to give him an ability. As much as I really want to take Summary Execution to increase our morale, I think I really have to take the armor penetration because there is no way we're killing this thing otherwise. Oh, I could also give him this item right here, which will allow us to increase morale. We do have access to edicts that we can use in our city, so we're going to use this one for more production in our Imperial barracks, and we use influence for those edicts up here. And you know what? Just to get crazy with it, let's build another Imperial barracks to get even more guardsmen out. We need more guardsmen, he says, as he watches the existing ones get flamethrowered into oblivion. There's another one? Oh, God. I didn't think it could get worse. Fortunately, I think I can use this Bring It Down ability right now, and that should hopefully give us some armor penetration. Wow, that's still absolutely no damage. We went from no damage to slightly less than no damage. Somehow we're taking more damage than we're dealing every time we hit him. That's great. I'm so happy. Is our Commissar actually good at fighting? Well, he's better than the rest of the guardsmen, I guess, which is not saying much. Although now we can start getting a Primaris Psyker, which is hopefully going to be slightly better than all the other garbage we're training, because we're gonna need it. And there's a giant scorpion. Oh my God, he's only got 7 health left, but I think this devil is gonna kill us. You know, on the bright side, losing some of our guardsmen is actually very necessary because we're currently starving to death. Oh, the food problem solved itself because our guys died. And of course, now that the robot has 4 HP left, I unlock the armor-piercing grenades that actually do damage. Yeah, see, that is so much more damage than we were doing before. And I think I can actually allow him to get the kill, and hopefully that gives him a bunch of XP. That just immediately levels him up. Okay. Honestly, this Commissar is basically just putting the whole team on his back right now. And you know what? Your reward is that I'm gonna shoot like one of the 3 remaining guys. I got an achievement. Execute a coward. The dude was just standing in the settlement, minding his own business, holding the line. Now we gotta shoot that guy. Guys, trust me, he was a heretic. Or a coward, whichever one sounds better. All right, but at least we now have our Psyker, and I can give him an ability, which, okay, see, these are actually good abilities. Ah, yes, good. Another armor penetration ability that I only have access to after killing the one armored enemy. Oh, these guardsmen are unbelievably dead. Good luck, guys, because my Commissar is going the other direction. Okay, by some miracle, they survived. Well, I mean, not all of them survived, but more of them survived than I thought they would. And now, the power spike begins. This is the research that makes our guardsmen actually pretty decent, and it is the ability to heal themselves. So this does cost an action, and I believe it also requires our movement. I'll actually double check right now. Oh no, we can move and then use it. So that is going to heal 50% of our guardsmen hit points, and we can use that for free. It's got a 10-turn cooldown, but all in all, it is very, very, very good. I am really hoping that my Psyker doesn't just die immediately, because that would be really sad, but we do have to destroy this Imperial Bastion. Well, you know what? There's really only one thing to do at this point, and that is to shoot my own random guy behind me, and then give everybody extra morale. Another win for the Imperium, am I right? Now, soldiers of the Imperium, I know this might not sound like a good idea, but I need you to run into that barbed wire and then throw a bunch of grenades. It's still not even doing that much damage. All right, this thing should be finally dead after throwing like 700 grenades at it. Please. Molten Beam, please don't get my guy killed. All right. Okay, nice. Now we're starting to research some of the really good stuff, like field ordnance batteries. So now we're gonna actually get access to units that have long range, because our infantry in the front, their purpose is not to do anything but sit there. The artillery is what's supposed to do all the damage. And speaking of damage, we've also stumbled upon an old one artifact, or there we go, right here. Each one of these artifacts gives us, I believe, 10% more damage on all of our units, so we do want to try and get a whole bunch of those. Also, Also, what just happened? Why is the frame rate like 9,000% better all of a sudden? Not that I'm complaining. Okay, so in true Imperial fashion, it seems our guardsmen have been mind-controlled by some enslavers. I do need to sort of deal with that, because surprise, surprise, that's actually quite bad. I think we can take out these guys, and we're just gonna have to ignore our Imperial Guard friends. I'm sure they'll be fine in the clutches of the mind control right about now. The game really, really, really wants me to target them, which I don't want to do. Okay, nice. So we can just kill the enslavers, and I think we get our unit back. Oh, nice. I thought I was gonna have to kill him for a second, which, you know, is not that different from normal operations in the Imperium. It does seem like their morale is actually a little bit low, which is quite problematic, so we're gonna solve that with a good old execution, and that should, there we go. Morale is back up, baby. Finally, my Psyker has a real ability, which is a life leech, so he's not gonna die instantly. Oh, all right. The first faction we've run into is the tyrannids. I don't love that. I would have preferred to go against literally anybody else, probably. Of course, my guardsmen are kind of already fighting the equivalent, which is just tons and tons of giant scorpion creatures. Needless to say, they are not thriving over there. And okay, well, they're just dead, actually. On the back of that debilitating loss, my commissar has the ability to do the funniest thing ever. I'm just saying, there's only one guy left in that squad. All right, we can just melt this dip. Holy crap, he just melted the scorpion. Watch out, the commissar's coming. Well, I think I have to send this guy to go die. Holy crap. I think our defenses are getting slightly overrun, considering they just walked past all my units, and my commissar is somehow not dead. This is gonna help. This is more armor penetration for all of our guys. All right, I was sounding the alarm, but it looks like we're actually okay. These Imperial Guardsmen are slightly less bad than I thought they were, and we've also got a whole bunch of new ones coming from the other side, along with finally our ordnance batteries. And there is the last devil dead, and we've also leveled up our heroes a whole bunch. Oh no, it's another one. I can't be free. When I die, I will arrive at the gates of heaven, only to be met by a Castellian robot who will burn me alive. This is my premonition. We do at least have artillery now, so this is gonna make it a little bit easier to take down the big mechs, but I think we need to sprint all of our heroes over there so we can actually do something. And there is another one. The first one ran away, and then the second one came in. There is no God. You know, I was gonna say, maybe if I just bum rushed them in open field, and then I watched as my unit just evaporated. That was probably not my best move. All right, at least the Molten Beam does some amount of damage to them. I swear, I am not giving up. He's trying to run away, and okay, I'm definitely not gonna catch him. Oh my God, I think I've done it. I think I've finally killed a single one of these stupid robots. All it took was a considerable number of guardsmen and all my sanity. And, oh, well, another Imperial Guard unit lost to getting enslaved. Just another day in the Imperium, I guess. We do, though, get access to a second Old One artifact, and I'm not entirely sure. Oh, this one increases loyalty. Oh, that's amazing. So loyalty basically augments all the production of all of our cities, and I say cities because I just haven't gotten a second one yet because I'm an idiot. I need 40 influence, and on account of all the garbage I've been doing with all of these guys, I have basically none. Admittedly, I did forget for about 5 turns that my citizens need somewhere to live, so people were slightly very homeless. But to be fair, poverty is better than death. Speaking of which, there's something I forgot to do. What's nice about all my infantry is that they only cost food upkeep, so I'm basically able to just field tons and tons and tons of them. On top of that, my barracks also give me population limit and food, so I can just spam out barracks, and we are going to have a massive swarm of fairly mediocre infantry that are continuously getting upgraded as well, because we're just going to increase their armor here. If we keep going, there's even more stuff. Improved frag grenades is awesome. Also, if I kill these enslavers, do I now get those 1 Imperial Guard back? Yes, and they're in the middle of nowhere and surrounded. Maybe they were better off being mind controlled. So the next thing we have to head towards in terms of research is a basilisk. Even more long-range artillery. I believe this artillery only has 3 range, which is not that much, but the basilisk is going to have far more than that. I think it has like 5 or 6. And even now, our crappy field ordnance is absolutely destroying stuff. Holy crap. And I think that's also going to give our Commissar the level up to level 6. There we go. After dying, the Lord Commissar immediately comes back to life. pain is temporary, honor is forever. Oh, and there's the Chaos Space Marines discovered. So sieging down these cities is a lot harder than just killing the normal units on the map because all of their defenses are ridiculously busted. So we're really just gonna need lots and lots of artillery, or, I mean, technically, with enough ground troops, I could do it. Theoretically. But would I really send endless numbers of soldiers into the meat grinder of their certain death? We'll answer that question later. Oh no, it looks like the boys have arrived. Plague Marines, Chaos Cultists, Khorne Berserkers, and more Chaos Cultists. I don't think I want to be here right now, considering I am fighting even more Castellian robots. I love watching all my progress get undone over and over as these things get repaired and I lose more units. But at least why do I only have 39 influence? I am getting 4.7 per turn. I just got trolled. I need 0.3 more influence to actually found a city, something that I have been trying to do for so long because my income is garbage. I have, at least on the other hand, we've got a pretty big force of guardsmen over here that we're gonna just keep pushing up to try and take on the chaos dudes. Wait, he can repair every turn? I hate my life. Okay, well, after we start building basilisks, they are not gonna be able to run away because, yeah, the cannon has 6 range. That is like orbital range. That's gonna be ridiculous. But finally, city number 2 is actually here, and I've got an even more creative name than the last one. I do love how I just founded the city, and I don't even have enough resources to build a single building in it. It truly just keeps getting better and better. So for each city we have, it's going to decrease the loyalty of all of our cities by an additional 6, which is going to reduce the resource output of all of them. Okay, I am noticing a distinct lack of chaos infantry, and somehow that's worrying me more than when I saw them. Finally, another robot dead. Okay, well, it turns out chaos was holding out on me because there's actually an old one artifact right here that we can activate. That is going to do nothing. Oh, wait, this is just another 10% damage. Okay, so now we've got plus 20% damage on all of our units. Oh, okay, here's everyone. Wait, what is that? Oh, it's a demon prince. Ah, of course. Well, obviously, the smartest thing for me to do is to send these guys really, really close to it because surely it doesn't do a lot of damage in melee. Update. It does a lot of damage in melee. Wait, it has 108% accuracy. Although, unsurprisingly, these Chaos Cultists are vastly outclassed by all of my guys now. Oh my god. Okay, turns out they had slightly more units than I thought they did. I mean, these Chaos Cultists are absolute garbage, but... oh, okay, this is not just Chaos Cultists. It's also Space Marines. I feel like we may have overextended. All right, well, I guess we just have to pray that all of our units could hold the line here, and as part of that, obviously, I gotta hit him with a summary execution. It's just natural. Bring it down for more armor piercing. Please heal. I don't know how much damage our artillery does. Oh, okay. It actually does pretty decent against the chaos guys. As for the rest of my units, I am definitely much less confident, especially against the demon prince that is sitting right here with... Wait, what level is he? Oh, he's only level 2? Oh, this guy's a loser. Sensory overload ability. Buddy, I don't need a demon prince to give me sensory overload. I can do that all on my own. What? They're leaving? All of them just scattered to the wind. Although I'm not sure it's gonna matter because the Khorne Berserkers are chewing through my guardsmen in just one hit. I don't think I do a lot of damage to them with pretty much any of my infantry. Okay, well, apparently they die instantly to my artillery, so I guess I'm just gonna do that. I feel like my Commissar has the ability to fight a... uh-oh. Okay, wait, this guy is mega dead, isn't he? He is gonna make use of that revive ability, that's for sure. Even though he one grenade, boom, dead, half. Another day in paradise. Also, you know, I'm a really big fan of guardsmen, which is why I'm also a big fan of shooting them because these guys got enslaved. All right, I'm going to make the executive decision to just retreat because I think staying here is a very bad idea. I have a feeling that we definitely can't kill many more of these guys. My singular guardsman who is standing in Imperial ruins, I salute you. Your service to the Emperor will not be forgotten, and neither will this final grenade into these guys. Okay, well, it might be forgotten quickly. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. So it seems like the tyrannids are quite dead, and the Necrons have taken their place. I don't think that's better. All right, so we've got chaos overwhelming us in the north. We have the Necrons destroying my right side completely. I need to retreat all the ways back to my cities, I think. I'm also going to start giving this Lord Commissar some ridiculous stuff. Like, I'll give him an adamantium vest. I'll give him a blinding grenade. We're just going to turn this guy into a tank. All right, the Necrons have kind of have backed off over here. I'm sure they're fighting. Maybe the tyrannids aren't actually dead yet, which would be nice, but I am gonna make another attempt up at the chaos guys, and hopefully there's not that. Okay, well, the tyrannids are dead. That does not bode well for us. The large number of chaos units is also not terribly amazing, but I think we're gonna be okay. Our grenades are one-shotting most of their infantry, but I think their demon prince, yeah, he's still pretty low level, so I think we're gonna be able to kill him pretty easily. And they overwatch, kill one of my guys, and I hit back and kill all but one. I do have a new ability, and it's like the ultimate on my psychic. I am not sure how much damage. Oh my god, that's gonna destroy the demon prince. All right, let's try to use that. Well, I was expecting that to do a little bit more. I think because of it, we are gonna be able to kill the demon prince, which is fairly amazing, and get another level up. How many units do they have? They're just endlessly throwing the cultists into, well, you know, I say that I'm kind of doing the same thing. I don't know what it is about these corn berserkers that makes them die instantly to my artillery, but I really like it. And I would like that to keep happening, actually. As for all the other guys, yeah, we are having a much harder time dealing any real damage to them. It pains me to say it, but there's not even a reason to shoot my own units right now because we have full morale. How exactly that's possible against all of this, I'm not sure. Wait a minute. I can train a second psyker for 120 influence. That's tempting. I think I will do that because they are so blatantly insanely powerful. Finally, though, we do at least have one basilisk, and we can start moving it forward. It can already hit that far. That is insane. Well, that's all the chaos infantry here dead. All right, now we have to actually break into their fortress, and I think there's gonna be an overwatch that does a lot of damage. Yes. It is an insanely good thing that we have artillery, at least. I don't think they retaliate. No, so we could just start bombarding this tower. Actually, I'm pretty sure, yeah, the basilisk can bombard the tower like cross map, which is still ridiculous. Oh my god, I love this. Meanwhile, the Necrons have started coming in from the right. They've taken a couple of my buildings here, and I feel pretty bad about that because they're definitely going to show up at like 1 or 2 turns. All right, we had to throw a lot of bodies at the problem, but it turns out that a lot of bodies was really all we needed to solve the problem. And there is, I think, only one of their cities destroyed. I don't know how many others they have. I see probably one right here as well. Yeah, it's definitely one. Okay, many Imperial lives have been lost, but I am slowly taking over all of the chaos stuff in the north. I'm basically just throwing waves of Imperial soldiers. Meanwhile, our artillery is, look at that ridiculous range. I don't exactly know how we're life leeching a building and then turning that into more Imperial soldiers, but I guess I'm not really gonna question it. Wait, I just realized I could use the summary execution on my heroes. There's no way this actually works, right? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna save real quick. I'm just curious. Oh my god, I could just kill the psyker. That's so gross. I also just researched a death strike, and I actually have no idea what this is, but from the visual of a massive rocket on top of a vehicle, I very much want to build this thing. But even without that, the might of the Imperium, and more specifically, the millions of artillery shells that I have wasted into this place over and over and over again, and also life leeching. And finally, the Chaos Fortress is dead. My psykers also now have the ability to start scrying, so I do get to see where all the different enemies are, and this is even more cities up here. This is terrible. The Necrons are going to come from below me, and I'm going to die. One of the things that I never quite understood about 40k, and I think I just didn't read enough into this, is the machine spirits. So is it like if you're trying to use a toaster, then a member of the Adeptus Mechanicus needs to come to your house and wake up the toaster? Like, just shake the toaster a whole bunch and is like, please, toaster, I need you to wake up just this once. I'm over here stroking my dick. I got lotion on my dick when y'all be stroking my shit. Oh, and here's the orcs, all the way in the top left. I was gonna say Chaos is just about dead. I think this is their last city, and then the orcs are just chilling up here. I don't know why they haven't done anything to Chaos. They might be at war with someone else. His name is Weird Boy. Fascinating. Finally, no more Chaos. That was far harder. The heretics are dead? I mean, they named half their cities Heretic. The Astra Militarum celebrates long into the night, and then the Commissar just starts executing people in the morning. Perfection. And just in time too, because it looks like a bunch of death marks from the Necrons are starting to come over from the right side. I've just been massing units over here, and our production is actually starting to turn into something not totally garbage. So each of these cities will soon be producing a whole group of infantry every single turn. I'm also going to found our 4th city right here, which is going to immediately immediately dropped the loyalty of all of our other cities by 6, which kind of sucks, but I think we'll be okay. Ugh, it's pretty bad. Minus 20% production. I'm surprised we can't just start executing random citizens to increase the loyalty, but hey, you know, one of my criticisms of this game. Oh no, I take it back. I just haven't researched that yet. Okay, it looks like a lot more of the Necrons are actually starting to show up, and I do literally 0 damage to them. That's not good. Oh, just as the Drukhari get obliterated. I don't know who did that. Oh yeah, I didn't mention this at the beginning, but there is no diplomacy in this game. I can't make peace with anyone. It's just kill, kill, kill. Or in our case, I think it's a lot more reminiscent of just being killed, because I don't think, yeah, even my best grenades really don't do that much damage. Oh, but apparently my Psyker just melts them. I will definitely be using that, thank you. And those, okay. Thank you. All right, there are definitely considerably more Necrons than I thought there were, and are they just entire armies of death marks? Well, not quite, but their units are definitely a hell of a lot better than ours. It's almost entirely death marks. The best I can do is run over here and then watch as my guy gets overwatched and almost dies. I'm just role-playing what an Imperial strategist would actually do, okay? Also, I just recruited the Death Strike, and I'm noticing range 2 to 12. That is incredible. Wait a minute, how far? Holy crap, this thing is cross-continental. So we could just nuke the Death Strikes from all the ways over here. I look at the animation played first. I was gonna say, I can't imagine they have that many more units. I'm just frag grenading them into the ground, which is apparently working against the Necrons, but they are doing a lot of damage. The Destroyers are pretty good as well. And what are those? So, oh, okay, that is also very scary. Yeah, the Imperium's finest is kind of screwed. On the bright side, I did realize there is literally nothing down here, so I can bring all of my artillery down along with all of my heroes too. Okay, we need to really retreat. Oh yeah, I forgot, they can also just hover on water, and there goes basically the entire front line in a single turn. That's nice and reassuring. Yeah, so we're just gonna back up all the ways into the city because I don't think I can hold pretty much anything here at this point. My artillery is really, really good, which is nice, but that's pretty much the only saving grace we have. Everything else of my actual Imperial soldiers kind of just sucks. Actually, I think I can get these guys in range. Yeah, the artillery actually does real damage. Wait, quest added Skulls for the Skull Throne. A great mechanical demon beast is rampaging across the planet. Stop it. Kill the Lord of Skulls within 10 turns. I have no idea where this thing is, and it is probably really scary too. Also, that's crazy that my Psykers could just one-shot the heavy destroyers. Wait, you know what? I think this quest spawns in the very center of the map, so I should be able to do this like right in the center. And okay, no, he's not there. I don't know where the Lord of Skulls is actually spawned, but I think it's inside of wherever the Necron's territory is, so I think they just got screwed by this. So my Tech Priest engineers can awaken the machine, and I guess I'm gonna do that on the giant rocket launcher to give it more accuracy. I don't even know how this thing could miss. It's like firing a nuclear bomb inside a barn and trying to destroy the barn. You can't possibly mess that up. I swear, I've definitely lost at least 100 individual guardsmen by this point in terms of like unit models, because I just witnessed the entire Necron army, the Avengers, come out of nowhere just to smite these poor guardsmen. On the bright side, my Death Strike does 30.7 damage in one shot. That is insane. I think my other guy over here could come over and just instantly kill them. Yep, Kamehameha. Oh, attain the highest level with a unit? I just got an achievement for that, and I think it was, yeah, getting our Commissar up to level 10. So this man is an absolute world beater now. He has pretty high, basically just everything. 75% armor damage reduction, 50% hero damage, 33% invulnerable damage. I don't exactly know what that means, but I think it's just he's very, very tanky. Oh, and he also self-revives upon death. Wait, I just got a quest to kill native Xenos, and I'm pretty sure that just means to kill people that are native to the planet, like the gray enemies. But there are literally 0 because I have killed all of them. Soft-locking myself out of the main quest line was not something I thought I could do, but here we are. Oh, okay, finally. I was wondering when the orcs would notice me sitting on their border with all of these units. I'm not sure if they can beat the flash gits. Somehow I enjoy that we can fire light artillery at orc bombers, and it's actually reasonably... Whoa, what was that animation? Play that back again. That orc just tweaked out into the 3rd dimension. I keep forgetting this, but my Imperial Imperial barracks generate food and give population limit in my cities, so I am just spamming out as many of these things in my capital, and I am training 1 guardsman unit every turn, and sometimes 2 guardsman units every turn, and we're trying to pump that up to like 3 or 4. I may have slightly underestimated the orcs because I left only a single guardsman to basically hold back the entire orc wall. Turns out that didn't go very well. On the bright side, my cross-continental artillery can fire all the ways over here. Oh my god, it can hit all their units. That's so ridiculous. I've just taken a skull altar, and I am noticing that my Imperial guards are gaining blood blessing, gaining the attack. I'm getting the feeling that there's some kind of heresy here, considering it's talking about violent tributes heaped in offering for Khorne's throne, so I'm not sure what these guardsmen are doing, but hey, 17% more damage is 17% more damage. Really? I just got an achievement. Eliminate all native life on Gladius. That means that I am 1 kill off completing this objective, and it is soft-locked me as far as completing the main quest line. I'm just too damn good at Genocide. I'm being punished for my success. So I've been pretty much destroying the Necrons over here on the right side. They're not putting up much of a fight anymore. And then I'm looking over back at the left side, and it is total chaos, considering this thing has 129 max health. And if I have my soldiers actually walk up and attack it, they do literally no damage. So I think the only real strategy is that I am going to just swarm it with even more Imperial Guard. I have so many who are just strewn across the battlefield on a rally point. I actually realized that I can't produce more than 1 unit per turn, so it just accumulates all the excess production. So at any point, I can just start mashing out Bulgrins. I might have to take back what I said about the Necrons, because my guardsmen are doing 0.4 damage to this guy. I have a feeling that this lord is basically going to be the Necron Doomslayer for the next 10 turns and obliterate all the guardsmen I have over here. It's a good thing. I don't really care. Wait, Hunter-Killer Missile Research. So it just gave this to all my vehicles, and it's an action with 12 range. So now all my artillery is just completely insane, I guess. Oh my god, there he is. I didn't realize he actually respawned. I've only got 6 turns to kill this guy, and the only thing I have in the area is just tons and tons of guardsmen. How good is he at killing them? All right, I would say very good, considering he has multiple free ranged abilities and a melee attack that does the entire HP pool of one of my guardsmen. Well, good luck to the poor guys that are actually going to have to fight this thing, which is a pretty huge number of soldiers, but it has 108 HP. Yeah, this is gonna be a lot of guardsmen deaths, isn't it? I do 1.2 damage. Ooh, that's rough. Better get started then. I'm gonna really hope that this thing doesn't have melee overwatch. There's no chance it does. Okay, well, it has ranged overwatch, and that basically does the same thing. Wow, that was a lot of damage. Fortunately, I've got a lot of guardsmen, and we can kind of just surround this thing, and hopefully it dies. It also regenerates 2 HP per turn, which is 2 of our guardsmen attacks every turn, so we gotta put in the work. I'm also bringing my artillery back to try and do a little bit of extra damage. Not really a lot. I've only got 4 turns left to kill this thing, and I mean, I'm not entirely sure we're even gonna be able to. It's just gonna disappear in a second, and even being surrounded by this many guardsmen, it's just not taking damage. It seems that the first war boss of many has made its way down. Unfortunately for him, I have prepared immensely for the orcs in the north. Okay, I have to kill it by the end of this turn, and I don't think that's actually possible. All my infantry have really low morale, which is hurting their damage. The exact moment you need a commissar to come and execute an innocent soldier, they're nowhere to be found. I'm throwing everything I have. He's got 12 health, and I can only bring him down. Oh my god, that's ridiculous. All the way down to 8.5 hit points. This man has killed like 50 soldiers on his own. It is incredible. And this is the part where he leaves, doesn't it? Okay, he leaves right after getting all my stuff down to 1 HP, reducing all my infantry down to no morale, and almost destroying my death strike. That's awesome. And now I have to wait for him to return at full health. I don't know if he shows up again at the same exact spot, so I'm just going to surround this one area and see if he spawns in like 10 turns. My commissar just casually gets lasered into dust and then just rises back from the ground like Jesus. Meanwhile, over with the orcs, I am just launching the largest wave offensive of masses and masses of guardsmen. Ironically, the only really people doing any damage. I mean, you know, the guardsmen are taking all the damage, but the real damage dealer is just this one psyker who is one-shotting basically everything he comes across. Like, goodbye, entire unit of units. Telling my guardsmen to run face first into the 129 hit point kill burst. Oh, okay, it's a lot more than just that. And I think this unit is completely dead. Not quite. I think they held pretty well. They can give themselves some morphine or something and maybe hold off one turn from this thing. What I'd like to understand is how they have so many hero units that are leveled up. They have 3 psychers right here, a war boss, and all of the vehicles that keep coming down from Fort Gork. Now, to my random group of newly recruited guardsmen, I'm gonna need you to run through this barbed wire, or even worse than barbed wire, so that you can get up next to a massive Gorkanaut, throw grenades, and do basically no damage anyway, and probably get one shot next turn. Wait, I just realized we're actually breaking the morale of all the orcs just with our guardsmen. Like, my guardsmen have higher morale than all of these guys. The Gorkanaut is completely broken just because it is surrounded by guardsmen. Being afraid of the Psyker, now see, that one I can understand. Being afraid of these guys using their weapons that basically don't even pierce, I don't. At least now we've researched the Bane Blade, which is basically our 16 upkeep. Did I read that right? Okay, well, that is the highest power unit we can create. I can't even train it right now. I don't have the money for that. That's insane. I think I greatly underestimated how many people I need to get through this orc defense, because I have lost some ungodly number of guards to flamethrowers, electricity, explosives. Sometimes their heads just blow up from psychic energy. Honestly, it's just unlucky. And I also just got to watch as my level 10 Psyker was one-shot. That's probably not good. I have to remember that not all of my heroes are literal Jesus Christ like this Lord Commissar who is single-handedly destroying an entire Necron citadel with a sword. Commander, we're falling back? Oh, hell no. The entire fight is kind of turned on its head, but I don't care if my guardsmen have 0 morale. I am pushing them through this choke point, whether they die or not. I've also got heavy weapons teams recruited for the first time in the whole campaign, and it's so nice having units that actually deal damage. I mean, not that much, but still. Man, I am kicking myself for not having recruited the heavy weapon squads at any other time before, because they're actually decent against a lot of these units. Besides that, the sheer amount of infantry that are just trolling across the map just to overwhelm the orcs. Meanwhile, the Necrons are just holding out on this one city, and they're kind of kicking my ass a little bit. I will be the first to admit, though, that my turns take an agonizing amount of time, because, yeah, 31 units is what I have to move right now, and that's after moving everything on the right side. The rally points in this game are, let's just say, not good. So the units oftentimes just kind of cancel what they were doing, and then I have to give them back manual commands, which is very, very annoying. The end result is an ungodly amount of orders that I have to give, basically just manually forcing all of my troops into a meat grinder. Well, I know they're going to die, which is fine, but, you know, I just wish it were a little faster. Oh, thank God. I think this is the Necrons finally dead. Please and thank you. The problem is, I don't even know what's up here. I mean, I don't know if this is just all water or if the orc settlements just span all across this area and I'm gonna have to grind through all of them. That doesn't seem that likely though. All right, orc capital gone. Wait, the tower's still alive? I just assumed they were dead. Actually, no, I didn't think they were dead. I just forgot about them completely. Now, I know that my forces over here have lost their great commander, the Psyker. That guy was pretty cool. He was always healing other units. So I've actually flown in a new leader, and I really hope this thing doesn't get destroyed. Okay, that would be really funny if it did die, though. Wait, it's got 7 hit points left. Well, looks like we're gonna have to let out the new leader, which is a Lord Commissar. And as you can imagine, I've sent him all this way for the sole purpose of just shooting a guy. Okay, this place is like World War III on steroids. There is the orcs fighting the Tau fighting me, I'm fighting the orcs, and then everyone's just killing each other at the same time. And in true Tau fashion, they've decided to retreat from 1 Commissar and 10 Imperial Guardsmen. Oh God, I have 40 units to give orders to. Make that 39 units. Fortunately, I've just been building a lot of these transport ships, so I I am able to offload a good number of my units just, oh shoot, this thing is gonna die, isn't it? Okay, so by some miracle, my transport didn't instantly explode, so I guess I could actually get my Psyker out and run away with this thing to pick up even more troops. Oh my god, finally he respawned. I've been waiting for so long, and he actually popped up over here, where all my units are over this way. So we gotta run all the ways over here with all of our infantry. Finally! Oh my god, I am so close. I am actually going to kill the Lord of the Skulls. It just took considerably more infantry than I thought it would the first time. I'll let this one random group of 0 experienced guardsmen get the final kill. Goodbye. Wait, that counted as the last native Xeno. I just had to kill, like, an aspect of a god. Increases the damage of scout sentinels. That's all I got? Oh, wait. No, I also got 10% damage reduction. Really? I lost like 100 guardsmen for 10% damage reduction? I have also finally been able to bring the Baneblade up, and it is extremely strong. It has many, many actions every turn. Actually, the las cannons are a free action, and the Demolisher cannon is also a free action. So it can attack 3 times per turn. Actually, I think 4 times, including the Hunter Killer Missile. Although my method of victory has just been airdropping 4 groups of guardsmen into really, really dangerous areas, hoping that one of them will live, and then just doing it again. Although Mr. Level 10 Commissar is still just walking around one-shotting everything that moves. He is truly ascended. I'm glad that we're on chapter 2 of our objectives when we are about to end the game. I've got to recover 3 scattered guardsman units. Like, this has any value whatsoever to me, considering I have like 60 groups of guardsmen. This entire northern side is just clogged with units. I am no longer even controlling most of my units. I'm just spam ending the turn because I have not the ability to click 90 times just to get my units to move. It's not worth it. And now I finally get to end this the exact way it should have been ended, which is with a single Tau settlement, my Baneblade obliterating the local population with all 3 of its attacks, and then finishing it off with a super heavy bomber dropping a nuclear bomb on it. Thank God. Or thank the Emperor. I want to see what the military graph looks like. Okay, you know, everyone's roughly even. I'm the blue one, and then it just carries far and away from everyone. You can see the little plateaus where I just got lazy and stopped building units. Oh my god, it keeps track of units lost. For the Tau, they had the most, but it was just tons of drones that they lost. For me, it was 96 guardsmen and almost nothing else. I don't even know how I lost 5 tech priests, but it's not important. 35,000 of all my damage taken just on guardsmen. Truly the Emperor protects, just not for these guys. Anyway, Warhammer Gladius, really underrated game. Thanks for watching. See ya.